Hey, what's up guys? Tuki here back again. This is Matthews versus Laine. That's right, this series isn't over. It has been a while, but this series is not over. This episode itself, though, not going to be the typical style of episode. It is a post-com. All of this was recorded live on Twitch, as I'm sure you can tell with the underbar there. And I made some really stupid decisions as far as when I recorded this. That's why it's post-com, but in the next episode, we will be back to normal. Anyway, Matthews versus Laine. Let's get right into it. As you can tell, Yakov Trenin won the poll at the end of the last episode. He has been added to Team Matthews. Now, I'm going to let the gameplay speak for itself here because the highlights are going to come at you pretty damn quickly. But I will tell you the story of this game today for Team Matthews, and that was everybody getting involved in the offense aside from Austin Matthews. Not going to spoil the result, but let's just say that there were a lot of goals involved, none of which involved the leader of this team. Now, we did end up scoring some pretty decent goals, and to be honest, the highlights aren't coming at you exactly as quickly as I thought they would. But as expected, with this series, of course, the team improves. You know, we're less reliant on Austin Matthews. He's a lot less likely to be the guy putting up a lot of points. The problem is, as I've mentioned before, and I love that goal by Tyler Toffoli, as I've mentioned before, the better the team, the increased likelihood of a rage quit. But when the opponent stays, when the opponent doesn't quit, and Austin Matthews doesn't get on the board, it's nearly a waste of a game. And again, you can kind of tell what's going to happen here at this point. But up to this point, no points for Austin Matthews. Eric Lindros makes it 7-1, and right off the face-off, Logan Couture works his way in. It was 8-1, and then with just seconds remaining, it was the story of the match. The last-ditch effort, 40 seconds left on the clock. Matthews picks up the loose puck, forehand, backhand. He buries it, and we get the one upgrade. So as you get a look at the game stats, very much a one-sided affair. And the player stats as well. Like I mentioned, nearly everybody except Austin Matthews getting involved until the very last second. Here is the problem. When I went to look at my opponent's team, he had already changed things up. I don't know, he might have been watching the stream and knew to do that, but eventually I waited a couple minutes. I waited 5 to 10 minutes nearly to see if he'd put up a team, and he ended up putting up a completely different team. While I could have gone back and looked at who was in the game individually, in the moment we were live on Twitch, I decided, let's open up a pack. Now for the rage quit, of course, we get a 7.5K pack, so I thought this deserved a little bit more of a reward. We go with the 15K pack, the Series 2 Expansion Plus pack. Would we get a difference maker here in this pack, as opposed to, I mean, we would have ended up with a decent player. He had Justin Falk, he scored a goal in that game. We would have ended up with somebody decent. The hope was to end up with somebody decent on defense. We do get Brandon Saad, who does not factor into this team. We get Dan Girardi as well. While we have his normal version, we actually don't end up going with that expansion version of Girardi, otherwise we'd lose team shot blocking. But we do add the pair of Preds defensemen Ekholm and Ellis. Of course, we have seen what Ellis is capable of in Bork's battalion, and we managed to add him and Ekholm to the team moving forward. Moving on to the Team Laine portion of this episode, Ray Bork won the poll last time out. The best around joins Team Laine. And keep in mind as well, speaking of legends, again, this was Eric Lindros' debut episode. He had an immediate impact with Team Matthews. Could he do the same for Team Laine? Is one of a couple of questions heading into this episode, but let's find out what happened as we get into the gameplay. And you could argue Team Laine is stronger on paper, mainly due to the defense, as Brent Burns gets a goal there. But that question continues to loom overhead. When are we finally going to drop a game? Both teams undefeated so far, and this wasn't good. We give up the penalty shot to Brad Marchand not too long after the Burns goal, and our opponent is able to capitalize. We give up the goal. People shouting flying poke check. It's not my style, unfortunately. Fortunately for me, though, just a few minutes later, Ray Bourque, the best around, would get his own penalty shot. Is he able to capitalize? Of course he is. He's the best around. That's what he does. We jump ahead towards the end of the second period. Not much happened for quite a while there. We are able to block a shot, but here's a crucial moment as our player refuses to reach for the puck, and he is able to get the goal with Jack Eichel. As a result, a frustrating goal that results in a tie game up to this point. Jack Eichel with that goal. Brad Marchand, his second point of the game. But you might notice we're sticking with the gameplay. And what typically happens? What typically happens in one of my videos like this? When we stick with the gameplay, something's gonna happen. And here it comes. Rick Nash takes the shot off the defender's shin and in a little bit of vengeance. And then at the beginning of the third period, the slap pass goal for Wendell Clark. A thing of beauty. Delayed penalty. We keep control of the puck. The quick passing. It's just too damn good. Patrick Laine gets the goal. 5-2 on the board. 3 unanswered goals. Connor McDavid carries in. We got to get the puck to Patrick Laine. And then he finds Nicholas Backstrom. 6-2. If Laine is on the ice, you got to make sure he at least gets a piece of the puck. Rick Nash gets another goal. And that wouldn't quite be all. 7-2 on the board. Why not make it 8? Chris Russell the shot. He buries it. I told you he'd be a good addition to this team. He gets the goal, and that would do it. 8-2 final. A 4-point night for Patrick Laine in this game. And as we get a look at the opponent's team, again, we had the option of, do we take a pack in 1 upgrade, or do we go with the 4 upgrades? And thankfully, our opponent had a pretty damn decent team. So we are going to be going with the 4 upgrades. The poll is pretty simple. We're allowed to have 5 options, so the top 4 players will be added to the team. 4 out of 5 players will be added. So again, you can only select 1 option, so keep an eye on the voting if you see a player you'd like to see added to the team that hasn't gotten many votes, but there is somebody else towards the top of the poll that you'd also like to see on the team. Vote for the lesser guy. So your options: we have Bobby Ryan, we have the team of the week, Nick Foligno. You saw the stat line. It might be worth getting Corey Schneider as the backup goalie. And then on defense, Oliver Ekman-Larsson or John Klingberg. We have some great potential additions to this team. I said before that Team Laine might have been the better team to begin with. I think they're absolutely going to be the better team as we head into the next episode. So again, guys, that will do it. A much shorter episode than usual. I'll be getting this series back to the normal format moving forward. A huge episode for Patrick Laine. We'll see if he can continue this type of scoring pace heading in to the next episode. Guys, again, that will do it. I hope you did enjoy. I'm sorry for the probably the awful, I mean, this video is probably awful. I'm just terrible as far as post-commentary stuff goes, but you know what? That's okay. But hey, if you did enjoy it, of course, as always, feel free to hit that like button, and to make sure that you never miss a video, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. Join the notification squad. Follow me on Twitter at Toogie24. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Toogie24, where you may just be able to get to see these episodes recorded live. Anyways, guys, again, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.